Welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to show you how to retrofit the angle ice runner on a BMW E46. This is not allowed in Germany. We are only showing this for demonstration purposes. The whole thing is secured here with two clips that we'll now remove. I'll then use a pair of pliers to detach everything here. The first and the second clip. Alright, now we can carefully remove the plastic trim panel covering it. First, we'll take out the headlight assembly. The turn signal's on the headlight. Remove it first with a Phillips screwdriver. This whole assembly right here needs to be unscrewed from this exact spot. I hope you can see that clearly too. We're unscrewing the whole thing here now. You can also just loosen the whole thing. You don't need to unscrew it completely. And take the entire component out. Now, unplug the connector right here. You can simply press this single pin right here, and then the whole thing pops out. So, next we're going to go ahead and carefully remove these two 8mm screws right here. Now we're taking out the 8 screw here. So, next you'll need to unscrew the bolt right here on the headlight. There's still one left. I went ahead and extended this whole section here. It's really tricky to film, so I'm just showing you like this. And you can reach back here with your hand and hold the screw tight, so it doesn't fall on you. Okay, and pull the screw. Out. That is a size 8 screw. And now you've got the headlight loose. Now let's take off this trim piece here. The whole thing is secured in this spot. You just gotta press the hook back right here. Alright, and pull. Slide the bar out. You'll need to do the same thing on this side. There's no hook or anything here. Push this plastic piece in here and slide the bar out. Then we'll carefully remove this black bar right over here. The whole thing is just lightly clipped in here, but you can easily pop it out with some gentle pressure. No worries. Here, and here along the side. Now just pull the trim out. Carefully remove the headlight. Got it? Unplug all connectors. Now remove the parking light plug. It always follows the same basic principle. These clips here, just like over there. And for the positioning motor, got it. And just like that, you've removed the headlight. Now we'll go ahead and take these clips off right here. So, just like right here. And on the other side. So now we can carefully lift the glass piece out. So next we grab this here. Woo! Off it goes. And now we're sliding the fishing ice rings right in here. When you order the fishing ice rings, they come with free stickers too. The stickers, we highly recommend you only use them right here. We've placed them here, and over here. But that doesn't make sense because they can't reach the reflector. That's why just place this one here. once more right here, and this one again over here. So, then you take the clips, put them in here. The first one. The second one. So these clips are what hold it in place the most for you, and then you just snap them on like this. And as you can probably see, down here it doesn't attach anymore, so it's just stuck here. And the same goes for the other side. That way, they also hold a bit like this, and you can adjust it however works best for you. If you put them too close together, they'll end up sticking out over here, so just tweak it until they grip as tightly as possible. The clips hold best when you position them as far outward as you can. That's really the key to keeping everything nice and secure, and that's how you'll get the best fit overall. You can also stick them right on top. Do the same exact thing on the other side. So, it's best to position the clamps as far outward as possible, that way you'll have it secured in the best possible way. Finally, we reassemble the headlight. Clip everything back in here. Make sure the cables aren't lying in this spot, but up here instead. Okay, and take the glass piece. Clean it thoroughly, inside and out of course, then carefully put all the components back in their proper place. Just make sure the rubber seal sits correctly here in this position before you reinstall the glass panel. And just clip this back in place. So, once you've pulled the wiring cable through the headlight housing, you carefully route it through the dipped beam cover opening, and then securely reattach the cover in its proper position. So, and that's where the cables come out. Then you reinstall the lamp. Now we install the headlight, passing the cables through here like this. And what you need to pay attention to is that the rails here fit properly into these rails. Next up, we'll plug all the connectors back in. So, start by tightening this screw here again. I took a magnet, put this here. It's really hard to film. So put that on and screw it back in. Tighten the whole thing with some gentle pressure, and I'll secure this screw again. Alright, same thing up here with these two screws now. Same goes for here as well. The important thing here is to make sure you push this whole thing up with the blinker so that it doesn't bother you. And right in this middle part, you insert the blinker. So, before that step, we now plug the connector in right here. So, and now with this component, we push the blinker upwards using these two pins right here. Make sure it slides right into the rail here and here. Now we're tightening the whole thing back up. Carefully tighten it all, then we'll install the cover here. So, and now we'll put the trim back in place. Make sure the gasket here is seated properly. And put the whole thing back in. First clip these in here. So then here. And then put it back in here. Okay, now do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Take out the headlight unit, remove the glass cover, install the angel eye rings, and expose the wiring here that you previously installed for the headlight assembly. Let's go ahead and pull out those 2 wires for the angel eye rings. We've already tried a few different things around here, so later on I went ahead and soldered everything back together and sealed it with heat shrink tubing. For you guys, it's just going to be those plain white wires. Alright, so what we're doing now is securing the control unit in place. Right here, then connecting the angel eye wiring to it, and we've already gone ahead and extended these battery cables for easier hookup. Alright, we went ahead and trimmed this whole section down. For your setup, they'll just barely peek out. We soldered the connections, sealed them tight with heat shrink tubing, and now we're running this whole bundle straight to the battery before crimping on a pair of ring terminals right here. Now we're taking 2 pieces of heat shrink tubing. We'll slide one right onto this spot and another one over here. Set comes with small white tubes, but I need bigger ones. They fit better. Trimmed has, comes with for flow. Dropped shrink as implied. Shortened fit better here to fit better. So take the heat shrink tubes and secure everything here. We'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Just slide them on like this. And secure everything here in place. You can just use a regular lighter to heat it up, and they'll shrink right down nice and snug. So, do the same on the other side. On the other side, you'll also see the 2 cables sticking out. Just go ahead and secure them up front here with cable ties. So, then you keep going here. And you can secure these here as well, right here, and just keep going like that until you reach the front section where the control unit gets mounted and connected exactly like you did on the opposite side. Then secure everything using heat shrink tubing afterward. Next, take the receiver, feed it through here at the back, so it exits sideways in this position for you. It's entirely up to you how you prefer to route the receiver's wiring. I'm just giving you an example of how you could do it. We're fastening the entire setup securely with zip ties. And even with the hood shut, the receiver will still pick up the signal fine. Alright, we're now going to secure the whole assembly in place using a screw right here. We pre-drilled this spot earlier, and we'll tighten it up just very, very gently and carefully. Alright, we'll secure everything here a few times in place and then move on. To route the electrical power cable. So next, once you've attached the zip ties, we'll take this whole thing and run it through this gasket here. So then we come out here with the cables. Just pull the whole thing through like this. Right through here. Can you please secure it here one more time with a cable tie to make sure it's really tight? You arrived. Now carefully remove that plastic trim piece using a small flathead screwdriver. Take this entire piece out first. Pull the wiring harness out from over here. Place the cable right into this spot here. Then, through here. Then just go through it like this. So go ahead and pack all of this in here neatly. And carefully push the entire cable back through the seal here. And pulls this piece out here once. Alright, and from this exact position right here. You can now just easily and smoothly move straight over to the battery and securely clamp the entire setup onto it. So, just to be safe, we've gone ahead and secured everything here once. Over here I've got, like, let's say a solid fuse holder setup. Solder the connections here, then add heat shrink tubing. Yep, and then you can screw the terminal back on. If you're unable to find this specific type of fuse holder, another option would be to use 2 terminal clamps instead. Just attach them properly, cover everything with heat shrink tubing once more, and then you'll have the entire connection firmly secured and protected. Now I can simply attach one of these clamps to the positive and the negative side. I've got special pliers here. You can also use needle nose or pump pliers to squeeze it. Okay. Secure the whole thing here with heat shrink tubing. Once you've secured everything with heat shrink tubing, you can loosen the nuts here on both the positive and negative sides, and then solder this on. So then secure the fuse here with a zip tie. Secure it again. Now go ahead and secure everything with a zip tie here. This way you're fully protected in case the control unit ever malfunctions. Or if the cable accidentally makes contact with ground, effectively preventing any potential short circuits. Yes, now just reassemble everything properly. And that's it. Now you can easily turn it on and off and select different programs using the remote. Here's what it looks like. We can just turn it on here. It already lights up then. You can then select the programs, choose the color, let's go with blue for example. Even though the receiver is positioned back here, behind the hood, it still picks up the entire signal. You could then choose between several different program options, either light or dark display modes up here. This is the program now, we pick red. White might be best, and can make it light dark. Just like blue, really light and dark. Just like selecting the programs. And also turning it off again. That's about it.
I hope you enjoyed the video. This is done only for demonstration purposes. So if you install this and take it out on public roads, you'll lose your insurance coverage, and it's not legal to drive on German roadways under any circumstances. If you enjoyed all of this, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.